Welcome back. So, as I've been saying, two news of the day videos a day right now is probably the standard. We'll see how things go tomorrow with it being a Saturday and all, and games starting really early and whatnot. So we'll go from top to bottom, although there is a trade to talk about, but we'll get to that as we get through the board. The Bruins right now appear to be out on Kreider, so the Bruins picking up Kasha is likely an indicator that they're out on Kreider. Um, they don't have their own first round pick now. They're not going to trade next year's first round pick too. Like this, that would just be ridiculous. Now they've put Kasha on the IR until Monday, so they figure out what they're going to do. Because apparently Kasha missed the last game for the Ducks with illness. So my joke about him arriving in Boston injured, it's there. So they're going to have him in the lineup at some point, just not this weekend. So he won't be playing tonight and he won't be playing tomorrow either. So Monday, look for him to come off the IR once they figure out what they're doing with their roster. And also it means that there could be some other movement, but it's likely they're not going to be adding anything more at the deadline. They're pretty high on what Kasha might be able to bring to their lineup, so let's see what happens there. And part of the reason for this is the rumors on Kreider are pretty simple. The rumors with Kreider have been that A, the Rangers want to re-sign him, so they're talking to him about re-signing a contract, and B, that the asking price is just too high. So we're looking at a first and a top-notch prospect and something else, and like it's just apparently the price is just too high, and right now Boston at the very least is out, but we'll see who else is still in on Kreider. Look for rumors about the Avs and Kreider to keep cropping up until Monday unless he gets moved or re-signed before then. Of course, Oliver Bjorkstrand out to 8 to 10 weeks with a sprained and fractured ankle. I thought that a fracture could be a sprain, and you could call it a sprain when it's a fracture. If it's both, yeah, 8 to 10 weeks might be a little bit optimistic. And again, it's Columbus, so of course there's injuries. This is just the way that they've conducted themselves all season. A lot of injuries. Maybe their jerseys for next year should be encased in bubble wrap, something along those lines. But Columbus has been dealing with injuries all year, and this is just another to add to the list. Cody Golubeff was put on waivers yesterday by the Senators this morning, claimed by Detroit. So it's highly likely that he doesn't see any playoff time unless Detroit trades him, but I can't see that. So I guess Detroit picks him up. They send Lashoff to the minors. So I guess Detroit, they're just trying to fix their blue line for the rest of the season. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. Now we get to the trade. Cody Eakin goes to these guys, the Jets, and I'm giving the Jets the win on this. Eakin, well, Vegas has been needing to get rid of Eakin for a while for cap reasons. I was surprised they didn't do it last summer. Now they've done it. And he's been traded for a conditional 2021 fourth. That upgrades to a third round pick in 2021 if the Jets either make the playoffs, and right now they're in pretty good position to do so, or they re-sign Eakin. So if they miss the playoffs and re-sign Eakin, that becomes a third round pick going to Vegas. I think Vegas has done well for themselves to free up some cap space. I think Winnipeg did pretty well to pick up kind of exactly what they need. So there's that loading up a little bit at center. Obviously he's not a second liner, but Eakin can score in stops and starts. Mostly it's been stops for Vegas this year, but not a great year. I don't think overshadows what he might be able to bring to the Winnipeg Jets. So, good call by Cheveldayoff on picking up Eakin and not really giving up very much of anything to get him. Considering the market as it is, I think Winnipeg paid a pretty low price for what could be a pretty important return. Speaking of returning, Francouz will be returning to the Colorado Avalanche next year. He signs a 2-year extension worth $4 million. So that's $2 million a year for Francouz. I think he's earned that. He's been a pretty good backup. And it's nice to see that Joe Sakic agrees with me. So Francouz and Grubauer are the goaltenders. And yeah, he's said that if he can upgrade his goaltending, he'll think about it, but he's not really overly worried about it. I don't know what else he's going to say, though. So they're still kind of keeping the whole Grubauer thing close to the vest. We'll see what happens, but obviously they're happy with Francouz. He's happy there, and it's 2 years at $4 million in total for him. And the last item I want to talk about, Bobby Ryan of the Ottawa Senators, who has come out and said that he's recovering from alcohol addiction. That's not easy. It's brave to be able to admit it, and he wants to get back to being the player that he was. the player that earned that big contract. He wants to get back to that. He believes he still can. We shall see what he ends up doing and how that turns out for him. So all the best to Bobby Ryan on what is not an easy journey. I've seen that with friends and family. It's not an easy thing to get over, and it's something you have to deal with for basically the rest of your life in many cases. It's always in the back of your mind because there are going to be parties, there are going to be situations where you walk in and you go, right, this is what I used to do in this situation. I can't do that anymore. So all the best to him and to the Ottawa Senators as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts regarding any of these news items of the day. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.